Welcome to Paranormal Livestream. Every episode will have amazing and interesting paranormal investigators and teams on panel from all around the world, telling their most craziest experiences and sharing these with live audience. We'll get to know our guests a little better and talk about everything paranormal and beyond. Live chat will be part of the show, and we'll give you guys a chance to ask your own questions you have for our guests. On the 6th episode of Paranormal Livestream, I have special guests, Past Life Explorer and Channy's UnXplainable Adventures.
Of course, I've got Past Life Explorer with me as well. He is my protector.
What's up, guy?
What's up? Whoa, okay, yes, wow. They were some shapes you were pulling. Look at this door. What was that? I just heard a shuffle behind me.
Both of these creators love to explore and film their explorations to YouTube. They also do paranormal investigations on their channels.
I like to play games too. What's your favorite game to play?
So practice eugenics and forced sterilization.
Whoa, what was that?
Alright, someone come up quick.
What?
I'm so excited to hear about their experiences and future plans. I can't wait to hear their stories.
Hello. Hi. Oh my gosh. Welcome. So nice to have you guys on here.
It's a pleasure to be
Yeah,
here.
it's a pleasure. Thank you for
Can you
having
hear me well?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Can you
Okay,
hear us
good.
okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Did I say more so can you hear me okay? Like I got the band.
Oh,
the
yes. No, I
Okay.
can hear you well too. So
Good.
this never gets easy. I'm always so nervous going live, and it's like no matter how many times I go live, it's always like I'm still nervous every
Oh,
time.
me too.
Yeah, it is. You'll never get over the butterflies.
Yeah. Because I have like anxiety anyway, so it's and my cat is scratching. Matty, can you he starts doing that every time I go live. Like he just starts doing stuff.
I
That's,
love
I don't
cats.
know.
They're Achilles' weakness. Cats are.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
cats.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so how I start these live streams is I say hello to people who are in chat. So hi Rooted. I don't know if you're here anymore, but he left this comment earlier. Hi Mike B. Hi Charmaine. Who else we have here? Jason. Hi. Joshua. Hello.
Yeah.
And Slim. Hello. And Nick is here as always. Let's see. Marianne is here. Hello. And my boyfriend. I'm actually surprised he made it. Let's see. Hello. I wanted to say hi too. Who else we have here? Hi Cheryl. Hello. And Bluegrass. Wow, there's so many people here tonight. Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss anyone's comments. Patricia, hello.
What's up, Patricia?
And Daniel is here. Hello.
Hello.
I think I got everyone. Hopefully. I'm sorry if I missed your comments. I tried to go through them like really quickly. Oh, Florina is here too. Hi.
Hey, Florina.
Wow, there's 19 people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Awesome.
There's gonna be more. There's gonna be more.
Yeah. I mean, you're super awesome and the whole community and everything. And I was so excited to have you guys on. And I was so happy you guys said, yes, we'll come on.
Really?
Yeah. Definitely. That's the same work ethic we do. And
Yeah,
it's
like
great.
your videos are epic.
Yeah.
You're smashing it out there.
Oh, thank you. I don't know how to take compliments. I'm just like,
I'm the same. I'm totally the same.
I take compliments pretty well.
yeah.
He loves
Well, you guys are amazing. Your videos are awesome. And if you guys aren't subscribed to these two, please subscribe. The links are in description box. I can never say that word. Description box. The links are there. I will drop them in the chat at some point after I haven't like opened anything here. I'm like so prepared again. But yeah, anyways, so I have a feeling like everyone knows who you are, but there might be someone who don't know you. So do you want to explain a little bit who you are, introduce yourselves, and what do you do here on
Absolutely.
YouTube?
You want me to go first? Okay.
Ladies first.
Well, for those that don't know who I am, hello, my name is Channy, and frankly, every single day in my life is an unexplainable one. You never know what's gonna happen.
Oh.
So basically, this poor fella has to live with me. But no, I basically travel the world, seeking out paranormal and abandoned places to document the very unknown out there. I also do other little things like crazy road trips, magnet fishing. I also do haul videos as well, but I'm mainly based in the abandoned and paranormal field. So they are the majority of the videos that you'll see from me. And guys, let me tell you, there is some crazy places that we've been to already, and every single adventure is a completely different one, and there is just so much that I bring to my channel, to my platform, and I hope that a lot of you will stick by me along my crazy journeys and adventures. And I like to talk.
Awesome.
Yes. We both love to talk, and that's the problem. That if I'm on her live stream, I try not, but I can't help it. If she's on my live stream, she can't help it. And I try not. As a man in this relationship, I gotta zip it.
No, he's joking. He's joking.
But yeah, so hey guys, I am PLE, Past Life Explorer. I am the Mask Explorer. That's what I am. I'm hard to miss, right? I'm sure people have heard of me either through he's freaky and I don't know about this guy, or dude, that guy is off the chain. He's crazy. he's stupid, and hey, he's actually pretty funny or whatever. So either way, you guys have heard of me. So so I'm based on so I'm an explorer. So I just explore places. I give the histories. I try to give the histories if I can. Here recently, my channel hasn't done a 180 or 360, but I've gotten involved with the paranormal as well. Because some things have actually happened in some past explorers that I'd be exploring these buildings or dilapidated, I don't know, houses and or like factories or whatever else it is, abandoned asylums. I'm all about the abandoned, but within that, a lot of times when you're not looking for the paranormal, it tends to find you. And I just got tired of always putting that in the background instead of the forefront. So I don't try to force anything anymore. So, like for instance, example, my latest video, it started out with a clear EVP. It was a we'll go into that later, but it was a residual moment in time from 1911 that I had caught, and I was freaking out
with his own ears,
with my own ears, and I got the clear on it while editing because I'm like, oh crap, listen to this, Channy. So like, but yeah, so I'm also now with the paranormal as well. So both.
Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, like I knew you both do a lot of like exploration videos and stuff like that, but I noticed you have started to mix it with a little bit paranormal also. So that is awesome. What made you include the paranormal in your content?
You know, she sometimes thinks that I'm just not about the paranormal. I don't like paranormal at all. It's like it's not that because I've had experiences happen to me as a kid, whatever. Some things, and not everything. I'm not a medium. I'm not. Again, when I first started my channel, everyone thought I was a clairvoyance person, whatever. That I was a medium. I was some guy with a crystal ball. I'm going to tell you about your past life, you know, because I got Past Life Explorer as my name, right? So
Yeah.
people were shocked to know that one, I wear a mask, and two, like, what? You just explore buildings? You don't tell me about my past life? So, um, but what got me into it is it's just I'm all about the dark things. I really am. Especially cults. I'm big into like find out about cults like the Hell's Gates, the freaking gosh, what was it back in the 90s? Man, it's all escaping me right now. But I'm all about exploring about Charles Manson and all the serial killers and to see why they do what they do. And Heaven's Gate, that's what it is. Heaven's Gate on Time magazine. I'm not gonna date myself, but I was a kid and I picked up what had just happened in Time magazine, and there they were, like with the purple cloth on their heads, and they drink some kind of cyanide or something just to claim that they're going to the next level from Halley's Comet. So
Yeah.
but it got me interested in all that stuff and the paranormal as well. Like what is with us after this life, after this mundane life? There's got to be something else, and I want to know, just like everyone else. We're curious. We want to know what else is out there.
Exactly.
So the long story short,
that was a short story long.
yeah.
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
How about you, Channy? Like how?
Well, there's a number of things that got me to kind of exploring where I am today. I guess it really started back when I was really young as well. I'd moved into a house that was built on top of a nunnery. From back in like the 1700s, 1600s, this nunnery was around. So when we started renovations, it's the norm story. Renovations were started on our house, and then activity started. We dug into a lot of history with the land that our house was on, and yeah, that's where we found out there was a nunnery. That our house was eventually, the more the activity carried on was because of the amount of work we had to do. And there was nuns, there was children. We caught like children figures on camera. I wish we had a very old camcorder, and so I was around about 5-6 years old when this footage was captured. So we no longer have that video footage, which breaks my heart because it's gold. It's absolutely gold. So there was like a number of things growing up. Toys would move, make noises. Like it was just really, really crazy. Dark shadow figures and stuff. And then I just kind of blocked my mind to it for a lot of years because it really scared me. It was horrible. And it wasn't until I think it was 2019. So it was around the time I started my channel. Because originally I thought YouTube was just somewhere you could store your videos, but no one could actually see them. I didn't have a clue about YouTube. I didn't understand it. So I was making random videos and storing them, not knowing that everyone's watching them.
Really?
Honestly, I haven't got a clue how it worked.
How did you find out? Like, oh, people can see this.
Well, I kind of started figuring it out, and then someone sent me a message saying, do you know that you're on YouTube? I was like, what do you mean? And this was like a long time ago. They were like, do you know you're on YouTube? I was like, oh no, how did that happen? And then I figured it out. I had obviously set it all up, but thinking I was making like a storage bank. I didn't think that it was a live thing. But yeah, I moved into an apartment with my best friend, and we were like really getting into the paranormal. I one day decided to make my own Ouija board, but I put mine and Sammy's name on the board as well. And since I did that, things started happening. I have a video on my channel way back at the beginning, and it documents like Sammy getting viciously scratched, cups, plates flying from our kitchen cabinets. It was just a mess in that house. And so then me and Sammy decided to pack up and move to Cyprus, and that's kind of where my channel like just carries on from.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. There's a lot of stories, but we don't have time for.
Oh, we got one.
We've got plenty. We can do a part 2, 3, 4, and 5 if you want.
Oh, definitely. That would be nice. Because well, yeah, there has to be so many stories. Like this live stream
Crazy.
would be 24 hours.
Right, definitely.
Yes. Now I'm thinking of being next question to ask. What is like the craziest paranormal experience for you?
Because both of ours would be different, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, again, I have a handful, but okay. So yeah, there's a few, but I'll tell you about the one where I was back in the UK, and me and my friend Sammy, who used to be on this channel with me, we decided to go and investigate in England's most haunted woods. It's called Daring Woods, also known as Screaming Woods, because as the goes, if you go far enough into the woods, you got to make sure you're completely alone, but you will hear like blood curdling screams from within the deep dark woods. So me and Sammy thought, wow, that's a good idea. Let's go and do that. You know, what could possibly happen? So off we go. Off we go on our little jollies over to the Screaming Woods. We go far in. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. There is no one out there because the locals know not to go, especially past midnight. We don't listen to stuff like that. So we went on into the woods, and we was filming. We took our homemade Ouija board with us, and I think that was roughly all we had at the time, was just this. We had no gadgets whatsoever apart from our camera. So we sat down in this certain area, and we'd been walking for about 2 hours anyway, so we knew we was deep in the woods. We sat down, set the board up, and we was asking questions. Again, this is all on video on my channel. But we heard running behind our camera, close to the camera. We heard someone running across the gravel pathway. And we absolutely freaked out. We thought that it was an actual human being running by, because it was so loud and it was so prominent. You could hear the stones flicking from their feet, but there was no one there. There was no. It was just me and Sammy. So we kind of brushed it off and carried on with the Ouija board investigation that we was doing. We were going, oh yeah, no, it was nothing. It was nothing. And the board, the planchette, which I was using a ring at the time. It was a homemade board, so I used a ring as the planchette. It was going crazy on the board. It was telling us that there was spirits around and that it was evil, and we needed to leave. We needed to be careful, watch our backs, look behind us. As it spout out, look behind us. Again, we heard the crackling of the bushes and the twigs in the forest right behind us. And then you hear the most blood-curdling scream you have ever heard in your life. You know, it was distant. It was kind of quietish, but you could tell that they were giving it their all by screaming. Again, I don't think it was human, because no one goes into the forest, and the depth that we was in, there was nobody there. We would have seen them. We would have really heard them, mostly seen them around. There was no one there. And it wasn't the first scream. It happened about 5 times, but each time it was getting closer. I can honestly say I'd never been so terrified. We soon packed up and left, and we ran as fast as we could, and honestly have never been back. I want to, I'm going to take him when we go in September, but it was terrifying.
Wow, that sounds awesome. That reminds me of the forest in Japan, Suicide Forest.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, sounds very similar. That's like something I always wanted to go there, but like it's nice to know there's like a similar place even closer to
Yeah.
me. So that's
Yeah,
good
it's
to know.
called Daring Woods, and you can find it on Google. There's like a whole page about what it's about. So basically, I think, look, I don't want to date it because I can't remember, but it was years and years ago. There was a mass murder over there.
Unmasked.
A masked. No, a mass. There was a lot of tragedy. It was men, women, and children that, you know.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They're awful.
Wow, that's
It's a
bad.
good read though, of as good as it can get with such a horrific story behind it. But it's terrifying. Like, if anyone that's in UK wants to go and film or is thinking of traveling to UK, then Daring Woods is the place to go and investigate for sure. Like, you won't be
Awesome.
disappointed.
I keep that in mind.
Yes.
Because I always wanted to go investigate in UK. You know, I visited there a couple times in London, but like that's it. You know, I never like done paranormal investigations or or anything. So yeah.
Yeah.
So, how about you? Craziest paranormal experiences? Do you have any?
Um, well, the one I got to say, I was young. It was at my grandmother's house. It was like, I don't know, 12 a.m. or something. It was late. There's a big cemetery on down where she lives. Not too far away. I want to say about a half mile. Huge one. And long story short on this one, there was this dude that was he was a white ghostly figure, like you can kind of see right through him, like kind of misty. But he looked like he was an iron worker, like he was like built.
Yeah.
He was peeking outside of a window. These blinds are like daylight blinds, are the ones you pull down and it blocks out all light completely. And to put it back up, you have to yank on it for it to go back up. So I don't know if that's the old school ones or what, but that's the ones I'm talking about. So he actually pulled with his finger, one finger, it out away, which left a little bit more light coming through. And I'm looking, I'm like 9 or 10, so I'm like old enough where I know better. But yet this is actually happening in front of me. I'm like, I got to be dreaming. I have to pinch me or something, but it was too real. And it was real. But he would do that, but then somehow he knew I was looking at him. So he would stop, look away from that window and look at me like this. Then he starts walking up towards me and he's doing this number. Like he's raising something in his hand. And I'm like, am I going to let him just whatever's in his hand go straight from behind and whatever? It looked like he was out to harm me. So I pulled the covers up, right? And every time I pulled the cover back down, he's right back in that spot, peeking outside towards the cemetery. And he sees me again. He starts doing this number again. And I started playing with him many times, multiple times. And even one time I did this number where the blanket was up here within a matter of like split second back down. And there's no way he could have went from being here almost up towards me to back at that window. And one point I got a little ballsy. I'm like, you know what? I'm curious to know what's in this guy's hand. So I'm going to let him. And we played a game of chicken where he actually came up towards me as close as he could, a little too much for my comfort. And he actually lifted his hand straight in his back like that. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing this. So I put the cover over me, closed my eyes, and I told myself, just ignore it. If I go to sleep, nothing will ever happen. Thank God. The logic to that. But that was pretty daggone crazy because nothing. I never saw that person again. But he was built. You could see the detail on him, the veins popping off his arms, but yet you could see right through him. It was so weird. I never got over that.
That's crazy.
Wow. So wait, when did this happen?
Oh, this happened a long time ago.
Okay. So yeah, you have like experiences before YouTube and stuff.
Oh yeah. But if you want to get to the YouTube one, is the most recent one, and that was just we were exploring. She was investigating. I was just exploring. That's how we do it usually. Um, so we're in this.
Factory.
Yeah. So the location, something tragic happened. There was a dam that was built. The person who owned the factory and I guess owned the dam or something, I don't know. He was rich in 1909, early 1900s. He was rich, and especially then, sure now, if you're rich, you got power, you know. So the dam wasn't built quite as well as it should have for safety reasons. The concrete, everything, or whatever they're using, should have been built below the ground to help the dam stay more stable and strong. Long story short on that. Long story short, is that what I said? Hopefully I did.
No.
No.
Carry on.
Weird. See, I'm getting nervous. I don't know why, but that's a rare side of me. But anyways,
Very rare.
as this happens, the guy decides to say, "Look, I'll pay you more money if you skip a step or two, because this is the dam that will never break. So it doesn't matter. We can cut some corners, and that's cool."
Mm.
Long story short, what happened a couple years later, there was a factory built, and then the town on down. So you got the dam, the factory, and then the town.
Okay.
So one fateful morning, I think it was a morning, the dam broke, and when it broke, it just unleashed hell on earth. It swallowed up the town. It swallowed up the factory, the paper mill that was right down from it, not even but a mile down. And I read stuff because I explored it. They came back and did my research. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. But it was all confusing where I was on the research and everything, because it was just too much in detail. And come to find out, well, no, I'll tell you what happened. So I get pretty daredevilish with my explorers. Like if there's something I'm curious about in a room, and I can't get to it because the floor is going to fall in and I'm going to fall through if I don't get to that room, I'm getting to that room. I don't mean to do it nowadays. When I first started YouTube, I was like, yeah, this is where the views are, whatever. You know, I'm going to get in that room. But now, as I matured and with YouTube and everything on my channel, I'm like, well, slow but steady. I don't need to get hurt. I get hurt, that means less videos. That means hardly anything happens. So let me just be more safe.
Mm.
So this place was a bit more. This place was safe enough where I can go about all around, do my thing, get in the roof of it, don't fall through. I decided to come back downstairs, go into the basement part where it's flooded. Okay, there's nothing to explore. But something gave off a weird vibe from the rest of the whole, from the dam, because the dam's a park. So from the dam, it had a beautiful vibe to it. The factory itself had a beautiful vibe. Even the town had a small country in the valley of nowhere kind of vibe to it. It was nice. But as soon as I went down this basement to this paper mill, the vibe changed. It's cold. It was a hot day. It was cold, and it was just dark. And right off the bat, I heard a noise. And I'm thinking, well, there's an animal in the water. Got to be like a duck or something. And next thing you know, I hear a, okay, it's got to be a duck. For some reason, I'm like that. Or I think if I don't see it, it can't be happening. Yeah. So I'm very, what do you want to call that? Like, I just won't call something else paranormal. I have to really, really know if what's happening is, and if I can't explain it, if I really sit and explain it, then it has to be something about it. It has to.
Yeah.
So I'm down there, and I kept hearing this tapping, this knocking, and I'm okay. there's got to be a beaver. It's got to be because there's like a little dam that's built within the factory water itself. And if you see the video, you'll know what I'm talking about. But so there's this brick wall, there's this concrete wall that blocks off from the other room, and I can't see in it. There's a little doorway, and that's the only way I can see in. It wasn't until almost a month later from actually filming this place, I sit down and start editing it. It's time for me to put it out. Time for me to put it together so I can share my experience. And as I'm getting to it, I freaked the heck out. I've got 911 almost ready on my phone, and I'm not like this. So what I hear wasn't a duck. It wasn't a noise of some animal. It was a woman muffling noise, like she's trapped somewhere. And then I hear a distress call of a female. Hey, I'm over here. Help me. I'm over here. I'm right here. Not like slam, 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 slam. Help me. I'm here. And I feel bad. I put everything down. I'm like, my God, babe, I think I had an opportunity to rescue someone in need, and I didn't do it because I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. I heard the noise, but I didn't hear the voices. And it took me a while because the more I went over it, the more I found out, the more that I heard in the background. There was some EVPs. Well, that was an EVP, but there's other EVPs of just like some darker voice mocking me of like, I think I hear a noise over there, and I hear, yeah. And then what really confirmed it was another audible noise that was like a gargling sound of someone drowning in water. And this is what happened. Like water came to the plant and killed I think about a good handful of people in not only the town, 78 people died, but within the town, within this factory, a few people died. So what I caught was residual of what the stress call happened on September 30th, 1911. Was because I actually read a little part in the newspaper or something that the rescuers were looking for anyone who survived, just like Ground Zero, back in 2011, and looking around for anybody. And apparently, they heard some noises, so they chipped through a brick wall to rescue some people. And I believe that's what I caught.
Because originally, like, he thought it was me. Like, because we were the only two that was in this paper mill factory. There was some people that wanted to come in, but then they saw the mask and then they thought not to. So they didn't come in.
Yeah,
but he was like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? Why was you like screaming out and stuff? And I was like, I really wasn't. And the best thing is I live streamed the whole time he was making a video. So if anyone thinks it was me pretending, like going, help me. One, it's an American voice. And I can't do accents, not well anyway. And two, I was on a live stream the whole time. But if you watch his video, his most recent one, it will blow your minds. Like,
so it was captured on the video.
Yeah, so he could hear the bang taps that are on the video, and he could hear the But when you watch the video, you also hear, like PLE said, a female saying, help me, I'm over here, help me.
Wow.
It wasn't me. I was live streaming the whole time.
Which
and I was over somewhere else.
Well, that's amazing. You were live streaming, so that's kind of like confirmation for everyone who's like doubting. They're like, it was you. It's like, well, here's the live stream.
Right. Yeah. Because in the video, when I'm going downstairs, I automatically say you can hear her upstairs. In other words, she was a little far away, but her voice is carrying. But even at that point, when this first happened, it's got to be her. It's got to be.
Yeah.
And you can hear the distinctive of voices. One was more far away than the other voice, and then her voice stopped for a little while. And it was a little different when you live with someone for so long, you kind of know their voices from a distance and far away and near.
But it definitely wasn't me.
And I wasn't even looking for the paranormal. I was just exploring because this was a tragic thing that happened. I want to document this. And I wasn't about to go all, ghost hunters about it and put,
Yeah.
SBF in front of me, like, calling out to you, like.
But I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So after he was freaking out and came up to me again, I was live streaming until we'd both completely finished, and he was like, "Oh my god, it's so bad down in the basement. I can't even explain to you right now what had happened." So I still don't know what had happened. I just thought, he was just overreacting about something. So I was like, "Fine, I'll take my live stream down into the basement." And most of the people that are here tonight was on that live stream. And I went down into the basement. People were seeing thick black shadows. The basement was flooded, mind you, as well. So it went up to like your calves. So we're stood on like a rock mound, just a little bit like in, and it's nothing but water. People that was watching the live stream were seeing dark shadows in the depths of the water, like by the poles and stuff, like these concrete.
Wow.
And PLE eventually came down to me. We stood still and we was like, right, we're just gonna listen, see if we can hear anything. I heard those taps and those bangs. There was nothing in there. You can hear me on the video saying, oh, maybe it's a beaver or something. Maybe there was no animals around whatsoever. There was nothing. And then all of a sudden on the live stream in the middle, and this place is massive, in the middle of a room, a massive rock gets thrown right into the middle of the water. It launched from somewhere, and there was only us two there. Again, I was live streaming. It wasn't us. Like somebody had launched a massive rock into the middle of that water.
Wow.
It was mind blowing. We both were like, right, it's time to go now. It was getting weird down there.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. Like things get thrown. That's when you know, like, okay.
Yeah,
that
we
can
knew.
get bad.
Because it was either paranormal or that place was falling apart. But the way the rock slammed into the water and the area it landed in, it didn't come from the ceiling or anything. It was placed there somehow whilst we were there.
Which this entails too, that we get into some dangerous places, some dangerous situations, and we don't try to find it. Like there's this one dilapidated townhome in Baltimore, Maryland. Like Baltimore's not a place you want to mess around, and I'm so used to it. But after this one, I kind of put my hat up a little bit on it. But the floor almost caved in. I almost went right through that floor.
I wasn't
by myself.
happy with him.
By myself, and the scariest part. Well, that made me nervous. I got out, but when I was after the floor almost fell through on me, I went downstairs because I'm in the basement. I'm safe now. All of a sudden, I stopped and I saw like dust come down off the second floor, and I heard some cracking noise. I'm like, holy hell, this place is going to cave in. I've created enough vibrations in this place, and it just couldn't take any more. And it's going to collapse on me right now. And I need to get out quick. Like that was scary.
Yeah, that's with the, like abandoned locations. Like you have to be very careful because oftentimes they're in very bad shape. You don't know, like if you fall through a floor or something falls on you. It's like it's a very awesome hobby. Like I love to explore and go to abandoned places, but it's also dangerous.
Yeah.
So
you don't know who you're going to find in there.
Yeah, and you should never go alone because, like, if something happens, who's gonna like help you or know, or at least you should tell someone where you are, because it could be the place could like something happen, like accident, or there could be other people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually my next question. Have you ever run into like other people that maybe weren't that friendly?
Yeah, so we literally both looked at each other and we're literally gonna say the same thing. So I'm gonna tell you the story because I know it's the same thing.
Crazy.
So again, very recently not even a few months ago.
It was during the fall. I mean, I started the
Yeah,
winter.
it wasn't that terribly long ago. So we hunted down another filming location for the Blair Witch, and this part of the forest isn't very well known. Everyone thinks that the Blair Witch movie was filmed in one location, and it was multiple forests and stuff to get the perfect background, I guess. We found one of the lost locations, and we was on the hunt for this original altar looking thing, and it's known as the devil's altar, the devil's sacrifice altar, to be specific. It has these carvings and these dragons wrapped around like the concrete posts. It's amazing, the site. Well, we found it. We decided to go on up. We started filming at the altar. He goes off a little bit like further out. It's very dark at this point. I set everything up on the altar because I'm about to do a seance. He's getting his B-roll shots over in the bushes. I've turned around. I've turned around thinking it's him I can hear walking up behind me.
Well, hold on 1 second. So the local lore, since we kind of somewhat live in the 2-hour radius area, the local lore is that this place is an altar. It's a legit altar for cult members and weird people. And I've always passed it off as like, oh, that crap ain't happening. It's not happening. But as she's going to tell you.
Yes. So there's a lot of things you should think about before you go out on an investigation, especially if you're going to be going into woods or abandoned places, as we all know. And also you have to be so knowledgeable and aware, one, of your surroundings, and two, of the possibility that people could turn up. We tend to forget about the fact that people could turn up. Well, this one night I'm thinking it's him coming up behind me. I've turned around to go, all right, babe. There's a group of 6 to 8, a group of people, all dressed in black. I don't know what the right term is to say, but
they look gothic.
They looked gothic. Now, I don't know what the right word is.
They're up to my alley. I dug them, but they
didn't dig us though.
No.
So they've come walking up behind me very slowly and looking out the top of their eyes as they're slowly walking towards me. I'm pooping a brick right now. Like this is something I'm not used to. So I'm going, oh, hello. Said it about 4 times. They didn't answer me, and they were in like a triangle, well, coming towards me in a triangle. It was like something out of a movie, and it wasn't until the first person at the point of the triangle got to like this far from me. I was like, hello? And they were like, what are you doing here? I was like, filming. Like, oh, I don't, what do you want? Well, I just got the hint, let's say, that they didn't want us there. So I'm going, PLE. I don't know where he is. PLE. And he's going, what? I'm over here. Well, he's turned around, seen the group of people, and I don't think I've ever seen anyone run so fast to be by my side. And so we kind of exchanged words. We were trying to be really nice and like, please don't hurt us.
We're trying to calm them down
because they were there for a ritual.
Yeah,
so they just wanted us gone.
They were trying to just. They didn't care if we were.
Yeah.
They want us. They want us out now.
Yeah,
like,
it
now.
Doesn't matter that they could see that I had a camera set up and a whole load of stuff. They wanted us gone, like right now.
Yeah.
They didn't have to say it. You just knew. So I was like, right, I'll grab my stuff. I said to them, I was like, well, we're going to be waiting down there because we've still got to film tonight. Like whether they obviously didn't care, but I tell you, they didn't take long. But the most freakiest part about it, so we not hid in the bushes, but we stepped back from them, quite a way back from them, so we could see them in the distance. And they circled around that altar, right? They all put their hoods up. They lit like this little fire thing. They had this offering going on up there. They were chanting. I was just like, wait, is this for real? Like, I'm like, where's the candy camera? Like, so surely this has got to be a joke. And he's like not saying a word. He's just as gobsmacked as I was. I was like, what the hell? I was going, record this, record this. He gets his camera out, he tries to capture it, but all you can see is a tiny flicker of a flame.
We were so far.
We were so far, you couldn't actually, you could see that there was people there. You could see that fire going. You could barely hear the chanting, but I was gutted. I was like, if ever there was a time to capture something gold on video, this was it. But then it was like, do we go closer to them, or like, we don't know what they're doing, we don't know what they're summoning or anything, so we were like, look, no,
we didn't want
like we're just gonna let this one go and keep this one as a memory. I mean, we filmed a lot from that, like up until that point, and the video is crazy to watch, both channels. But yeah, that was probably definitely both of ours like most mental time. Like,
we've had a few.
You'd think it would be the paranormal that was freaking you out, but no, it was that situation. Like, I'm British, I'd never seen anything like that before.
Yeah. And like real people are scarier, like I feel like, you know, like the paranormal, it doesn't like scare me anymore. That's kind of sad, you know. But like it's the real people, it's like they can actually, you know, harm you.
And they were younger as well, so it was like they could have been really like irrational. They were like probably 18, 19.
Oh, they were very young.
So
you just don't know.
That's what scared me. It's not that they were being ritualistic in whatever they were doing for whatever deity. That intrigues me and intrigued me, of course, but because I've heard of horror stories of it's not the occult itself that scares me. It's the unknown of them. They could really be doing some really bad crap. They could be sacrificing cats. They could be, you know, I don't want to involve with all that. Animal sacrifice, real or real human bloodletting. I don't believe in that. That's where I draw the line. And I don't want to be another victim to it. I don't want to turn out missing to it. I don't, whatever chaotic energies they're summoning up to follow us, to give us a hard time. I'm not about that. That's what scares me about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Wow, that's crazy. Nothing like that has ever happened to me, thank God.
I think it would ever happen to me either.
And that's one of my top things for my channel. One of my top fears. And two of my top fears have actually happened.
Yeah. Wow. That's also one of my biggest fears. Once I went to explore this abandoned house, middle of nowhere, and we heard like footsteps from inside, and we were like, okay, there is someone. And we were a little bit like, can we go in? Should we wait? What should we do? And then the person, my friend, she actually went in and she was like peeking. It was a live stream. It's on my channel if somebody wants to see it. But she was just like peeking from the doorway, looking like, you know, the person was like upstairs, and she was like walking down the stairs. It was a woman. It was just like we talked to her, and she was like, oh, I just come here and explore like every once in a while. She lives very close by. Oh, they disappeared. What happened? Okay, you're back.
I'm using my phone, and I kind of didn't switch off the fact that somebody can ring me. Sorry.
I never knew that.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that could happen.
Oh my gosh. I've been streaming through my phone before, but like nobody ever called me, so I don't know how that works.
We always use the phone. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry.
Crazy. No, it's okay. But anyways, I had a good experience. The lady was very nice and everything, you know, that we ran into. So, but yeah, stuff like that was clearly like, I don't even know. What is it called? Like cult type of stuff, something.
Right. Yeah.
They were doing. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Um,
we've come in contact with some really nasty people who just want to be left alone, and some of these homeless people, some of these squatters, are so paranoid. They're so away from reality, even on drugs or off drugs. They're
yeah.
they're thinking that we're hired by somebody who owns the building
Yeah, to
to
like go
turn
and
them
get
in,
them.
and it's like no, not at all.
Luckily, we don't really come across
Not many for now.
many. I mean, I haven't for now, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So, I asked you like what got you into paranormal, but what got you into like exploring like these abandoned places? What is that fascinates you most about it? Like, why?
For me,
What makes?
always explored my whole life. It's only been the past couple of years, like 2 to 3 years really, that I started documenting stuff. But for me, seeing something that's abandoned and decaying and just looking the way it does, it's kind of beautiful to me. It's not like I like seeing it in that state, but I like to walk into a place and imagine what it once looked like. I like to take a minute and hear the voices and the footsteps run in the halls. I like to just imagine what the families were like and feel the vibe of it still living. And if you really set your mind to it, you can really feel the emotions coming from these properties. It sounds absolutely delusional, but honestly, if you anyone finds an abandoned house, just go into the center of it, close your eyes and just clear your head and just imagine what it once was, and it's the most magical feeling. Like, I love it. I just think there's something very beautiful about it. And again, there is, I guess, a lot of abandoned in the UK. But for me, I really got into abandoned when I moved out here to America, because the type of houses and properties that you have out here is, oh my gosh, it's just phenomenal. It's something I've never experienced before in my life. I'm very much used to going to castle ruins and
Which would be
like
awesome.
just like
Yeah.
crazy
Wow.
British stuff like that. But out here, wow, I don't know, there's always something new to look at as well. You go to one property, you go to like one abandoned house and to another abandoned house. Yes, they're both abandoned houses, but there is never one that is the same. Everything's
Mm,
different and so magical in its own way, and that's what
uh,
really draws me to it. I love
I
nature as well, and a lot of these are in woods and
Mhm.
forests, and it's the best place for me to be. I love it.
Yeah. Well, because you said like they're like beautiful their own way and stuff like that. That's why I named my future like a vlog series Hauntingly Beautiful Adventures,
That's
because these locations are hauntingly beautiful, Like
absolutely.
it's just like these like haunted locations, like paranormal investigations, or it doesn't even have to be haunted location, but it's just like the ugliness and the raw beauty. It's something that I absolutely love. So I feel like the Hauntingly Beautiful Adventures was like perfect name
Yeah,
for
Yeah,
it.
it is.
So
That
that's really
includes
yeah,
good.
so I can't wait to start the series.
yeah.
I start filming in July for that when I come to States again. So
I'm
it's gonna
Yeah,
excited.
be fun.
I'm
it's
excited.
gonna
Which,
be
by the
amazing.
way, we should sometime or other all do our thing together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. That would be so much
definitely.
fun.
So where are you located?
Pennsylvania on the East Coast.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
okay. Cool.
earthquake.
I've been to Pennsylvania once actually.
yeah,
It's a very beautiful state.
it is absolutely
So
stunning.
much out here too. So much.
Have you been to Gettysburg yet?
Oh,
No, but I
okay.
want to
We're
go.
about the road.
We're
That's on my bucket
literally
list. Like
neighbors.
literally,
Yeah,
it's on my bucket list.
Well, if you make it to Gettysburg, then make sure to give us a call, and we'll gladly take you on a terrifying trip around Gettysburg.
Oh,
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep.
Definitely. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Gettysburg. Yep.
Wow.
Now, I know for me with the exploring, it's the history. As we all know of recent events that happened a couple of years ago, and now it's like it's in our past now. Isn't that weird? How none of that any of us are worried about anymore. So, like, with all that was going on at that time, the peak of it all, we should have been learning from our history from the past, and this stuff would have never happened in the first place. But I digress. It's about the stories. I believe American history. I believe world history. I mean, it's all encased in one. It's just it starts somewhere. It starts from a room. It starts from within a family house. It goes into where you learn in your facilities of like your schools, your colleges, workplaces, factories, office spaces, castles, people that someone who wanted to make a castle for their the love of their life, but she passes away, and soon enough after she does, he gets depressed and tops himself off, or he just dies along with the memory too, and stops working on the castle. And it's stories, it's history, it's stuff like that. It's things of tragedy that we should learn, like this dam experience that should have never have happened. 78 lives would have been spared. Um, Other things, that should have never happened, lives would have been spared. And uh, so it's just stories of especially like movie scenes that we go to. We recently went somewhere in Virginia. A movie from the 90s was filmed out there about Bill Murray. You
Wow.
guys are going to find out more about that when I'm starting editing on that. Yellow Dog Village, we were just out there recently ourselves, which is a coal mining town. A lot of stories from there. You walk in one room, and there was everything I could have ever wished for as a kid, because I did have it as a kid. This guy named Tony, like, he had the rock room, like everything that he was into as music, I was too, and the '80s toys of He-Man and all the stuff that was there. Um, Geez, it's just about the history and the unknown. Like, what is actually in that abandoned house that everyone thinks is an eyesore? Why is it an eyesore? I want to find out why. We'll walk into it if I can, and we'll find out just how anything that's mainstream, I'm against. I'm the best, always trying to get up the stream.
Oh, same,
You know?
same. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
avoid everything mainstream
Yeah.
usually.
So
Yeah.
it's same way with the mask. Like, I've always years ago, I sat down and I would watch all these YouTubers, and it's great. It's great. They all get their flavor of what they do. It's great. But I never saw someone do it with such a mystery. I never saw someone do the abandoned as a darker side of it all, like the tragedy side, like the more of the history as I'm exploring it side. I see that, but not as too much. Me being a huge rock fan, a huge metal fan, I've always loved. I grew up with a band named Kiss. Like, I love the mystery of who all four of those guys were behind that makeup, and
Yeah.
you knew little about them. And Slipknot, especially in the early 2000s, you didn't know what the heck they looked like at first for many years. I think about 4 or 5 years, you didn't know what they look besides their names. You didn't know what they looked like until after a while.
Yeah.
Um,
It
and not
builds
only
the
that,
mystery, it
yeah.
kind of like, yeah. Yeah, I
So
get it.
So I figured, well, heck, I might as well start a channel and do just that. Be the mysterious mask guy. It's taking some heat, but you know what? I'm against mainstream. So if you're too
Yeah,
mainstream and I'm not for you. But I know plenty of people out there. There's millions of people who are fascinated, drawn in by it. So that's where I get my kicks.
definitely. When I first started, I was planning on being also a faceless
For you? Okay.
YouTuber. Yeah, I was like planning on always wearing a mask or something,
Nice.
but I don't know. Then I just, you know, started with my face out there. So, yeah.
That's
But
Yeah.
I kind of sometimes I regret like, why didn't I start as faceless? But I don't know.
No, you're
You
fine.
know, because
You're the way you
like
are.
I love the mystery in it. You know, I always thought it's cool, you know, and I wanted to be one of the cool kids, you know, who do something different like that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I never cared. I never cared for fame. Like, I never wanted
Mm,
my name to
same.
be out there posted on, bulletin boards and be known as that guy in that mansion up the hill. And I never wanted. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But
It would be
the
nice.
mansion, of course. But I just want to do my own thing, man. Like I just want to do my own thing. Like I'm tired of going to work for the bigger guy. I'm tired of making them a name. I'll give myself a name and let's do it. Like that's what my passion is in life, and my passion is music. It's these abandoned places. It's the history. There's nothing I'm hiding from anybody except the face.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a lot of like questions he gets on
Oh
under his videos.
my gosh.
Is like, why the mask? You're clearly hiding something. You're clearly running from the law, and it makes me because
That's the first thing people's minds
right,
Yeah.
go to, you know,
exactly,
that's
like
the only reason you hide your
he's
face.
clearly running from the law. The thing is like, how can that be true if one, I'm in like 99% of his videos and I show my
Exactly.
face and everyone knows what my name is. So, I mean, how secretive can he be? And if he was running
Yeah.
from the law, I wouldn't be in his videos. I wouldn't be posting my stuff everywhere. But no, it's
Exactly.
hilarious. Like some of the messages that he gets, and it's just the things that people say. Like obviously some people go, okay, so what's up with that? Like I'm interested, what's up with the mask? And then I sometimes tell people that it's because he has no face and he's got gangly wooden teeth and one eye, and no one wants to see that, so that's why he's got the mask.
And now I got to the point. See, it only takes me a few times to hear something at first. I get mad. I get upset. I want to burn down. I want to burn houses down. But then after like a few more times, I'm like, okay. Hey, you think I'm running from the law? Okay, let me go and
Just play
post.
with it.
Let me go and post something. Make up some dumb stuff. So you think I am running from the law from this and this and this? I'll go right for it. Like I'll jump right in that fire. Like let's go. Like
Yeah.
so it doesn't bother me anymore. In fact, I love messing with people. You think I'm running from the law? Okay, I'll show you.
Like literally, like I would do the same, honestly.
It's great.
Just mess
I
with
love it
people.
because I'm a jackass at heart. Like I love jackass, especially like all the stunts they do and everything.
Yeah.
You
Do you
know?
know Dude Sons? They're from Finland. They
No.
collabed with Jackass at some point.
As
They're
I
like these guys. I don't know if they're active anymore, but they're like Finnish version, and they would do all these crazy stunts and weird things. And they're very known in Finland, but also like abroad. So I thought like maybe you know them, but
yeah, no,
yeah,
I grew up
Fortunately.
watching Jackass.
yeah,
Yeah, I grew up watching them. Like my eldest brother Nathan thought that he was a part of their crew,
Right.
and oh my god, I tell you, the amount of home videos we've got. Because again, obviously, I'm a little bit older than videos on phones. But yeah, no, honestly, the amount of home videos we've got of my brother like literally knocking himself out with a wok. There's too much to go through, but yeah, he definitely thought he was a part of like the crew of Jackass
Yeah.
for sure.
Speaking
wow,
of, Ben Margera is 3 hours from here. Where
really,
where that crazy car accident happened that took away oh gosh, now I'm a little rusty now, but his best friend,
yeah.
well, he died. It's right
Yeah,
down 3 hours away.
yeah, yeah. Okay, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot
Oh,
around here. We're blessed. We're blessed on the East Coast here. There's a lot around us, and we're still learning
yeah.
where these are more. It's like ooh,
Yeah, East Coast and Midwest, I feel like are
Yeah,
like there's
definitely.
so much like I love the buildings. They look so cool. Like yeah, I feel like mostly like the eastern part of America, like the old buildings, they have like different kind of energy. I just love it.
Yeah.
They're so beautiful. Let me see. So, yes, actually, my boyfriend Matt, he has a very good question here. Being in a relationship, do you ever get worried about each other's safety when it comes to the paranormal or investigations?
Well, can I answer that one?
She does more than I do. Not that I don't care, but
No,
she does have
he
these stupid
cares.
things.
But so I was very much like PLE, like before I came over here. Didn't really look where I was placing my foot in. Just went for gold and explored till my heart content. But since being in a relationship and a forever relationship, I kind of think a little, if you're lucky, I kind of, I'm joking. I kind of think a little bit. There's a lot of places he goes into. For example, we found an abandoned bank. Now, half of it had fallen down.
Wait, what?
The other, it's so cool. Oh my gosh! Again, we've both got videos on this place. Where was it called?
It was in Brownsville.
Oh, Brownsville. It says it in the titles as well. You have to see it. But anyway, we go into this abandoned bank. The further up the top of the building you go, it's been burnt, really burnt. And we go up the wooden stairs, not concrete, but wooden. And the last set of steps to kind of get into the very top floor is it's just burnt away. You can barely step on it. And he's like, well, I'm going up. I'm going, please don't. Like, we have a future. Please think about our future. Don't go up there. It's dangerous. Like, and he's going, no, I'm going to do it. So he's carefully stepping on these steps and I'm stood slightly above him. So he's walking past my head here. The rocks and the wood and the plaster is falling from under where he's stepping. He's going, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going, no, it's not. The stairwell is about to fall down. Please, for me, I'm going, please get down. And he's going, I can't. I love you, but I can't. I have to go up there and explore. And it's like half of me was going, oh, I want to go up there and explore. But the sensible side of me is going, them stairs and that whole floor is about to fall. And he's like, yeah, well, wait for me downstairs then so you don't have to see this, but I'm going up. I was like, again, half of me was like, go on, lad, you've got this. But then a little bit more than half was just like, I can't believe you're doing that. It's so dangerous.
Yeah, that entailed the rest of the night her not talking to me.
Yeah, I did. I didn't. But
the drive home, the 3-hour drive home was just silent.
But this was literally just a few weeks after he had gone into that house in Baltimore and gone up to the top. It was like a wooden house. The whole thing was wooden. And he'd gone to like get this shot of these records that were on the wall. And there was this really old fashioned baby carriage as well, like a real pram. And he went over and he stepped on the floor and he literally went down halfway to his like calf. He fell through the floor. And I wasn't there. He was by himself. I was outside just doing my own video.
Freaked me out.
So it freaked him out. And when he come up to me, he was like shaking and that. I mean, it was pretty serious.
It took me 2 hours to calm down.
You can see in his video him like fall down like up until like under his knee. And then that was it. He was like, no, I'm out. He come and found me. He was shaking. I was like, what did you do? What just happened? And he was like, oh, nothing happened. I was like, tell me what just happened. I went, you've just fallen through a floor, haven't you? I said it before he even told me. I was like, you've just fallen through a floor, haven't you? And he was like, yeah, up to my knee. It scared me. And I was like, why?
Oh my God.
So I kind of I didn't give him any poop for that one. Like I was just like, look, that was your warning. Like don't do stuff like that, or at least the waters, be careful, hear if it's cracking or moving under your feet. He knows the rules, he knows how to do it, but sometimes you get caught off guard. And then 2 weeks later was the bank, and that's why I was so angry, because it was literally just a couple of weeks after the Baltimore house, and I was like, you're pushing your luck this time.
But you know, it's I understand, like you know, you love each other, and it's like you don't want anything bad to happen. So it's like a good kind of
Yeah.
how you call it. I can't find the words in English, but yeah.
I know what you mean.
For me, like, you know, I care a lot too, of course, but for me, it's like, well, we're in this place where it's very risky if anyone else sees or knows that we're in here. And you're up in this place like you're throwing a party from 1998. Like you're talking really loud. You're too excited. Like, can we just tone it down just a little bit? And she's like, I'm just trying to get stuff done for my.
I don't. Okay, you're making out. You're making me to be such a bad person. I don't. No, I don't. I don't shout. Like I just get worried sometimes, especially when he's walking up a staircase and the whole thing's falling above my head.
I mean, when you get excited about something happening or you see something.
Oh yeah. So my personality is that's. I think that's where we're very different, and we're trying to separate from filming as much around each other, because he's very calm in his videos, whereas with me I don't know whether it's because I'm British but I'm just very excited like all the time, just like, oh my gosh, like I'm a bit louder than what he is, but I'm naturally born that way, unfortunately.
Well, no, I mean, it's no big deal. It's just how I'm just trying to show the diversity or the differences between, because people are curious. They do ask, like, okay, you're not a separate channel. Well, we are separate channels, but like you're just not by yourself. Like your partner isn't doing their own thing. Like, in other words, doesn't have a YouTube channel, just doing their own normal thing, and then you got the channel only. You know, like too many. There's a lot of people who are like that, and very successful YouTubers who are just like that. So you don't see a whole lot of the one channel and then the other channel, and to get together, have a relationship, and then how do they're always curious about that. So I always like to kind of be open about that. Yeah.
Yes. So I just dropped in a chat, but I also can say here, but if chat has any questions before we wrap up,
please do.
Drop your questions. Anything you want to know about these two? I mean, you told a lot of stories. You have so colorful lives. That's crazy.
I told you we had a lot to say, and this is only 1%. Like, we've been on quite a few crazy journeys. Even like before we met, like both of us have some mad stories of our adventures out there. And one of the reasons, I guess, as well as that paranormal thing that was happening at the start of my YouTube sort of career, it was just, my whole life was just always so mental, and I was always doing something. So it was just like, I need to start recording this, because when I'm old and I'm sat outside on my rocking chair and I can't move, this is something to look back on. It is literally life memories that we are making, and the best thing is that we get to share it with so many people. Like it's unbelievable the things that we get up to, and it's more than just going, oh, I'm gonna make a video and this is what it's gonna be like. For us, it's like a lot of the time, we'll pick a location, but it's like we'll just do what happens whilst we're there. There is no structure to our videos. It's just like, what is going to happen? Let's just film it, see what happens.
Like, and I love it. I love this style. Like you just go on adventures and you just show the raw, the real, you know, because you never know what happens.
I've always had them, like, I call them ghost balls, like, but those little cat balls. I'll always have my little things in a bag just in case. But the thing, just like to my hip, just in case I need it, just in case the comes and calling. But no, I absolutely love it. Like, drop me off in a forest and I'll show you something. Something will happen, and I'll survive. Yes, I will survive.
But our channels is this, so we got different flavors, you know. So then mine, I like to document the history and stuff like that. But I'm also like I tell it. I'm sharing this experience through my eyes for you all to see. Like, there are people who can't. They can't explore. They can't physically get out there and do these things. And plus, if they are physically healthy enough to do so, they're too scared. Like years ago, I used to watch some people and like, you got some guts. I don't see how you can do that. And now here I am doing it. So like, I'll also let it all just fly. I go with whatever happens pretty much. But yeah, we have the same goal, and we get along very, very well, and the things we do on our channels fits.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
are
it's like you have so different styles, but then you just,
It's like a puzzle.
it's
Yeah.
like a good match. Like it's
Yeah.
like
I'm
Yeah.
glad that's how it comes across
Yeah.
as well, because it's not like we planned that. It's also natural. It's just it's crazy. Just
I mean,
how
and it radiates, like
works.
I can see it, that it's natural. Like that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's not forced, because you see sometimes like there are these couples, and it's just not, really working. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
your content and everything, it's just it's awesome.
thank you.
Thanks.
We have fun.
So Marianne actually had kind of related to my question. I was about to ask about the dolls behind you. Like, are they haunted or something? Because Marianne asked, have any of the haunted dolls acted up lately? So I assume you have haunted dolls.
I do indeed.
That's her. That's for her. That's on her.
The answer to that question is it's actually been quite quiet lately. They have acted up in the past, but that was when, I don't know where she is right now, but I have a doll, and she came from, well, her spirit came from Gettysburg. Again, it's all documented on my channel. Virtually all of the Gettysburg videos.
So many videos I need to catch up.
Let me go look for her.
Yeah, go look for her. And her name is Ruth. She told us her name. So it was basically through an Ouija board spirit box investigation that we did at Gettysburg. Now, this video started off looking for Jenny Wade, because I've always been so fascinated in the story of Jenny Wade, who helped the soldiers in Gettysburg. And we found her gravestone and the site that she was at, and we tried to sit down and communicate with her, but the only spirit that was coming through was this woman called Beth, and she virtually told us her whole life. She actually said, and this is over many videos, she said that she had a past life as well, so this wasn't her only spiritual journey. She'd had more lives, but in one of her lives she told us that she knew our friend Jared. Now, I think a lot of you know Jared King TV.
Yeah.
She knows him from his past life. It's crazy.
Wow.
I did a live stream in my house with Beth, and I made sure that I had Jared up on the screen, and Ruth was freaking out. She, on the spirit box, it was coming through. I know him. I remember him. Look at his face. His face is the same. It was.
I believe in past lives and all this, so
Yeah.
that's why it's very interesting for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've got goosebumps, right? Because long story short, she's freaking out. Laura, Jared's wife, she scrolls through some soldiers from Gettysburg back in the time that Ruth said that she knew Jared. His name wasn't the same, but we couldn't make out what she was saying his name was. Well, we've gone through all these photos. There is a famous photo of a fallen soldier at Devil's Den in Gettysburg, and he's laying on the floor, and it's Jared's face. This soldier in the photo is Jared. If I can find the picture. I will send it to you so you can, I guess, put it on wherever you want to put it, show it to whoever you want. But it's absolutely crazy. It's Jared's face, this fallen soldier, and Ruth is freaking out, saying, him, that's my friend, like that's him. Oh, she down there, she's fallen off the sofa. So yeah, that whole experience was absolutely mental. So Ruth ended up staying with us for a bit. We asked her if she wanted to stay for Christmas, and she said yes. And we said to her, okay, to confirm that you want to stay here, can you tell us something that you like in here? She said the beautiful colorful lights. We had all our Christmas lights up at the time. So this is Ruth, and she was just like one of the dolls that I just carried around with me everywhere. She wasn't haunted until we found the spirit of Ruth, and this is what she wanted to use this vessel. She said that this doll here reminds her of her daughter, like very similar dress and stuff. So she wanted
beautiful eyes.
This one's
so blue.
So pretty. So ever since we had Ruth, we brought her back for Christmas. Again, loads of videos we did with her, and all of them were so extraordinary, and so much information came through every single time, and we always felt so comfortable when her spirit was around. Now, she would tell us that she would go back because she had a duty, apparently, to look after the children's spirits in Gettysburg. It was honestly the things that Ruth told us, like, you couldn't make it up. It's absolutely crazy. She also told us names of children. We went off cam, went back to the cemetery and found the names of the children that she said she was looking after in the realm. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. And she told us she was our protector as well. Now, we took her back to Gettysburg after about 3 or 4 months of having her here with us. She said she wanted to leave. She said she wanted to go and be with the children again. It's crazy. You'd think they can just leave when they want. But I think Ruth is so dedicated to us. Like, she loved just being with us. She wanted permission. She wanted us to take her back. So we did that, filmed our journey and everything, and left her soul there. Obviously brought the vessel back with us. When she left, things started happening. Now, it's not the first time that we've been told by many people that our house, especially the front room here, is a portal, and people come and go all the time. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think we've really experienced anything really bad here, but there is a portal and there are souls that come and go all the time. So it can get very confusing when you're doing like an Estes method in here, because you can generally hear about 10 different voices and they're all trying to talk and they're coming and going, and it's mixed conversations where it's like a train station, basically, like in the middle of our house. But when she's not here, our heating gets turned on, and we don't use the baseboard heaters because I have really long curtains in my front room, so we don't use them. It's warm enough in here, but someone will turn the heating on, and the baseboard will come on and they'll start burning my curtains. So little things like that, like full blast. We'll leave for a weekend to go. Like, the first time we noticed it was when we left for a whole weekend to go to Ohio. I can't say it properly. Ohio, and we was gone for 3 days. When we came back, we don't know when the heating had been turned on, but it'd been turned on and it burnt my curtains. Luckily, no fire started, but these things would happen all the time when Ruth wasn't here. And then that brings me to the other dolls. They would move positions, like arms up, arms down, heads turn. Some of them, their eyes are supposed to stay open, but they'll just be vertically shut when they're sat up. It's just crazy things. Like this one, we actually found her in the ceiling. So this is a crazy story. So we somehow lost. Okay, sorry, start again. I started gaining more dolls, and I was doing a lot more paranormal investigations. We didn't go and collect the soul of Ruth for a very long time, but we had her doll. Now, when I brought more dolls in, she went missing. Like the
Yeah,
vessel
we
went
couldn't find
missing.
her.
We couldn't
For
find her.
Oh,
And it
she was mad at us.
was
She was mad
over
at
a
us.
year, because we'd said we'd go and pick her up. Like we had her for like Christmas into the new year, but we said we'd be back in 4 weeks to go and get her, because she said, I want to be back in 4 weeks. So we said, okay, we'll come and get you in 4 weeks. And we didn't. For over a year we didn't go and get Ruth. She went missing. This went missing, and we couldn't find her anywhere. And when she everything was happening in here. I was trying to do spirit box sessions to see where like the doll was, and all I kept getting, again, it's all documented, all I kept getting was check upstairs. We don't technically have an upstairs, just like 3 or 4 steps to the top bedroom, but it's not an upstairs downstairs house. It's basically 1 floor, but it was saying check upstairs. Underneath, I'm hiding, I'm towards the back. We were like, what the hell? So we didn't check the top bedroom, because we were like, oh well, we don't have an upstairs, so there's no point in checking. Well, it kept going on and on and on over these investigations. So we were like, oh, why don't we check the ceiling? Maybe the doll's there. On a live stream again, I do a seance. It's saying check up, go up. So I was like, I tell you what, let's go into the bedroom. A lot of weird stuff happens in there. You never feel like you're alone. When your eyes are closed, you feel like you can see shadows going past and really close to you. So I was like, that's a good area. Let's check the ceiling. He takes off a panel on the roof, and lo and behold, at the back wasn't Ruth, but this beauty.
what?
Got a drop down ceiling, and she is literally just laid there, all covered in dust and dirt, and God knows how long she had been there. But I was like, no, stop. We were told to check up, and she was there. Don't know if she's
What?
haunted. I don't think she is, but the fact that we was led to her. So then
Yeah.
a couple of months go by, I do some more seances, because I'm freaking out about Ruth the doll, and it just kept saying the bed. And I was like, well, you can't get underneath our bed.
Yeah.
It basically touches the floor. So I was like, I'm checking the spare bedroom. I go up to the spare bedroom, I kneel down underneath the single bed, and she is at the back towards the wall, face down, where the spirit box had been telling me for the past 3 months. Upstairs towards the back underneath. She was
Wow.
upstairs towards the back of the bed underneath it. I was like,
How?
what?
How did it get there?
Yeah.
How exactly? How did she? And we're both, it's only us two that live here. And we were both freaking out. We were like, where is she? Because I, like, again, a lot of people that are here will know, in the past, I had all of my dolls just sat along this sofa, all next to each other. Ruth was there. There was more up there, and they never moved. Like, we never touched them. We don't play with them. They just stay there. But yeah, I gathered more dolls. She goes missing. We find another one in the ceiling, and it was all told to us through a spirit box session. It's crazy.
Wow. That is crazy. Wow.
But I think it's because they didn't like her. So this is Beth, this beauty here, and she is haunted. We've got a lot of information through from her. A lot of people don't like her eyes, but I think she's beautiful.
I think her eyes are beautiful.
Yeah, she's got one blue eye and one pink eye. I don't know if you can see.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I used to be terrified of dolls. Like I was like I couldn't be in the same room with dolls and stuff. But then I was forced to live in a house that was full of dolls, and I just got used to it. And now I have 2 dolls myself. I don't know if they're haunted or not,
Yeah.
but I bought them from like this what is this place you buy like old
The antique
stuff?
store and that.
Yeah, something like
But-
that. So I was just like, oh, those are pretty. I'll just buy them, you know.
Yeah.
It's weird because I used to be terrified of dolls, and now I have two.
I've always loved them. I mean, I've got so many back at my parents' house. Like so many. I wish I could have all of them here. I really like dolls. He's like,
Yeah.
no more. No more
mean,
dolls.
Doll's not really my thing, but Ruth is. Like, I had an instant connection with her.
Yeah, with the soul of her, definitely. She was definitely like a protector, and I feel like she's not permanently here. I don't feel like she's here right now, but every now and again, like every few weeks or so, you really can feel her. Like the atmosphere is completely different. It's so hard to explain, but you just know. She just gives off such a loving, caring type of aura around everything, didn't she?
Wow.
Yeah,
So
she's.
that's like that's the type of spirit you want around, you know.
I feel like she's almost like a guardian angel, just purely because of how much she protects us from anything negative that may come through, especially with the heat. Whenever her soul is here, the heating doesn't get touched. Like nothing bad ever happens. The heating doesn't get turned on by itself when she's here.
Remember we started to take her to these places that we go to, but she got a little too, because she was curious.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, so
she got a little intimidated.
Yeah,
so
I took the doll with Ruth's spirit with us to abandoned places. Now, at the time, I didn't want to push it, so I didn't do paranormal. I was just exploring these places. Well, I guess that Ruth was like picking up on something and she hated it. So when I would like follow on from these places and do a seance, say back here or wherever, like she would make it so clear, like, do not take me back. Don't ever take me to those places. Like, again, it's all documented. So if people want to go and watch these, they really can. It's unbelievable, like the things that come through. It really is. And sometimes I'll make a video and it takes me watching it a few times to go, oh my God, that's what that meant. Like, I remember now what happened before. And that's why she said that. It's crazy. It's so
Wow, that is very interesting topic. I don't want to like keep like rushing, but there's so many questions, you know. I want to. Chat has been asking, so I try to answer as many of them, or you know, as possible. But so Joseph asks, what is the one place that you both want to investigate?
Good one. Okay, so we've recently just done one of our top places, which was Penhurst Asylum.
Oh, always wanted to go.
Yeah, but oh my gosh, there is so many. Okay, for me, like there is loads, but one of my top ones that I've always wanted to do, and we're actually going to be doing this, I think next Friday, so no one knows about this. So the following Friday, so on the 10th, so you obviously won't see it till a little bit later, but on the 10th, we are going to be investigating the Queen Mary ship.
Oh my God.
For night as well. So I'm definitely not going to be sleeping whatsoever. But yes, on the 10th to the 11th, we will be on the Queen Mary.
You know what's funny? So, I go to Queen Mary in July.
Do you?
No.
A month after?
Yeah. July 2nd or 3rd. 2nd, I think it was. Yeah.
Weeks. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's
cool. That's like literally like I'm so excited to go there. Like, oh
yeah. I can't contain myself. One, because well, it's the most haunted ship in the world. Two, it's a ship. So there's nothing better.
Beautiful. There's so much history. It's just it's everything. It's just...
You cannot go through the history in one video. There is so much to it. But yeah, I'm super I can't wait to see your videos that will come out on that ship.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see yours. I mean, I feel like your video, will it be out before I go to Queen Mary in July?
Is it about 3 weeks?
It's possible.
It's possible.
She likes to put hers out right away. As soon as she does it, she wants to
It
get it out.
depends if I have anything backed up, but I do know I have some videos backed up at the moment. So it'll probably come out around the time you're there, or possibly slightly after.
Okay, cool. Yeah. But it's nice to like kind of compare like what you get and what we get, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, I absolutely love that. I'd like to know if anyone has either recently or in the past been to somewhere I'm going or been. So you, like you say, compare and see what we've got to compare to what other people have got. And or did you get anything that was the same answers and stuff? Like, wow.
Yeah. And like after like our episodes are out, we should do like a live stream and talk about our experiences or something like that. That would be cool too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because Queen Mary is like it's location that you want to talk about it and people love it too. So I feel like I don't know what people in the chat think, but like I feel like
I think
people would be like very interested.
Yeah, I think that will be a really good one to do for sure.
And that's the beautiful thing about us with our separate channels. She goes straight into like the paranormal and stuff of it, and I go straight into the explorer. Doesn't mean I'll ever catch anything, because I did last time, but like I'm more of the explorer. Of course, I'm getting into the paranormal as well, but I'm still exploring.
And he's really good at really telling the history as well. It's like I know majority of the history of the Queen Mary, but I know as soon as I start filming, I'm not going to say anything about the history because I'm going to be so excited. And again, that goes back to our personalities. I get so much, I'm like, oh my god, look at that. So I forget a lot. So it's always good, like especially if you go into a historical place, it's so good having that other person, that separate channel that is going to go, don't worry, I've got the history over here, so come and take a listen at the crazy girl go and do her paranormal stuff. Like,
that's awesome. Like I'm a fan of history, like myself. I always include like them in my paranormal investigations, and I do like post-production. I do like I add voiceover and find pictures or videos and stuff like that. Like I like to include that kind of stuff always on my videos. It's so cool. So yeah, that's so awesome.
I saw another question a while ago that was, what was the most challenging what challenged us, what locations, whatever, what challenged us? And
is it this one? What adventure challenged your physical strength, made you feel like, oh shit, my knee's too old and creaky for this, or something like this? Is this the question meant?
Yeah, that's what it was. I can tell mine. It was it was some crazy bridge. It was an old bridge from like the mid 1800s, whatever. It's got some history to it, whatever, without boring anybody about it. But it was a seriously old bridge that had a lot of history to it, and just up and down and getting to the next one and going to the remnants of the old stones and stuff at the inside of it, coming back out, going down the slope of hill, going up another slope of hill, trying not to roll down in the mud, going from one end to the other end, walking to it, walking back from it. I was exhausted after 2 hours. I didn't. My feet were sore for 2 weeks at work. Well, a week at work.
There's a couple for me, because as you can tell, I'm most definitely the most fittest person in the world. No, I run out of breath really easy. One tough one was definitely the asylum that we went to, because we had to walk up this big hill and stuff. But I think the one where I actually stood back, or halfway through the investigation, I was a bit like, I don't know if I just want to go and curl up in a corner and sleep whilst everyone carries on. And that was Penthurst Asylum. So we was there for around 9 to 10 hours.
Yeah.
So, and it was very, very cold as well. I don't know. It was weird. I've been in cold weather before, but this was so different. This cold really got to your bones. So your bones were shaking and it hurt so bad. And with all the buildings and the size of the place as well, it was just the same. It was up and down like corridors and back, and you was going back into the same buildings to make sure that you got the shots that you need, and climbing down into like tunnels. And that for me was probably the first and only one so far where I've gone, I don't know if this is for me. My knees definitely hurt right now. I felt like my feet were bleeding, like it was awful. But having said that, by the end of the night, we was all beaming. We were just so happy that we got the opportunity to film Penthurst Asylum, the most amazing place ever, one of the most amazing places ever. Yeah, by the end of it, I was like, okay, it's fine, it's great, but yeah, that took a toll.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Yeah,
but who all
but it was worth it.
Yeah, definitely worth it. Beautiful
Definitely.
place.
Especially whom all we were there with, and yeah, and
yeah, we
there
was
was
there
so
with
much
some good people.
there was so much to explore that we still couldn't get around to.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're gonna have to go back
gotta go
we
back.
can capture the buildings that we didn't. Well, we just ran out of time.
Yeah.
Like we were.
Yeah, you can't investigate like everything in one night.
Yeah. So we was lucky. We was only granted 6 hours, and they let us stay for 10. Like I just
That's
loved
nice.
us so much. Like the tour guide was like, oh well, before you go, let me just quickly show you this, and then that would be another half an hour gone. And she's like, oh wait, let me just take you over here. Like you can't go yet. Let me just show you. And she was so passionate about what she did as well over there. It was just an all-round amazing experience. Like if anyone can go and do it, just do it. It's
so where is it?
Penthurst Asylum is Philadelphia.
Philly? Yeah, I think it was outside of Philly.
I think.
I think it's Philly.
Yeah, it's not Pittsburgh. It's Philadelphia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, again, you can type it in and it will come up straight away where it is. So I think it was like 3 hours for us to get there.
I would say the tours are probably not what's really if you just want to just look around, that's fine. But how we did it was the best way. We just sucked it up, paid the money, and had it almost to ourselves. But yeah, it just
it was amazing.
It's got to be done like that to really get the full effect.
Yeah. Beth asks, will you be going with Jen and Fluffy?
Where or when? What does it say?
Will you be going with Jen and Fluffy?
Yes, we will.
So
there's going to be some collaborations as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they've just recently been, and that they got some good footage from there. So this is making me even more excited to go.
Yeah, if anyone knows Exploring with Fluffy, great channel and stuff, he hasn't really done too much in content, and I'm the force behind it that's going to get him back into the groove. I got it. I've been trying. I'm still pushing it.
No, he's coming back. He's just been very busy because
he
moved homes from Massachusetts to California. So if anyone obviously that's here that like follows him, that's why he's been a little bit quiet. He's had a massive like life change and stuff. But yeah, for those that are asking, Exploring with Fluffy will definitely be with us, so make sure that you keep an eye out for that. And also here she is, look, and
yeah, Jen.
Oh, she's
the masked guy is creepy AF. So.
Even in your bed next week, Taro, so get used to it. Topsy tailing.
So that's another thing we gotta say, that we want to. I think she kind of let it out on one of her videos, but I didn't get to say anything for my folks. Somebody just follow me, whatever. But anyways, but my huge news is, guess what we're doing here in like 2 days? We are going and we're traveling. Of course, we're going to Nevada, then California, Vegas, yeah. But we're going to travel Route 66, and we're going to document Route 66.
Wow.
excited.
Yep. So that's a big thing for us that we've always wanted to do,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll get to do it.
So, like this time that we go, we're not gonna get absolutely everything in, and we're not gonna go from point A to point B. But because we're driving to Vegas, we thought, why not just hop on to the Route 66 and try and capture some of the abandoned and like the amusements that they have along the way. So we're just super excited about doing that as well. So there's going to be, especially on my channel, there's going to be a lot of vlogs coming your way. So a lot of crazy.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It's going to be so cool.
Wow. Are you stopping in like any locations, or what is like the
well, I've put, well, they're on this phone here, but there is a few stop offs that we do want to see.
If they're still there.
Yeah, if they're still there. There's a big water park. A lot of them are in Arizona that we found so far. So it's probably just going to be a straight drive to Arizona. But yeah, there's like a big water park, and I really want to see like the Flintstones world with they've made like all the houses shops from the Flintstones. There's these classic cars that are nosediving into the desert ground, and there's just so much to even mention, really. There's a lot of really random things that we want to see. There is also a lot of hidden abandoned out there.
Yeah, like the
exactly. Yeah. Those are my favorite, the less known ones,
the hotels and the gas station, the old we're talking about like old 1950 gas stations that are just
abandoned. I would love to
it's gonna
explore. Awesome.
The year, because we go to a family reunion for Nevada, or Vegas. Yes, in case even Nevada. But yeah, it's exciting. We're doing this thing once a year. We're going to hit up something huge once a year.
Yeah, and it's really cool because there's just like a lot of creators and non-creators as well that get to travel to these reunions, and it's so cool getting to either meet for the first time or to see people that you haven't seen all year. Like it's just fun. It's just going to be our second one, isn't it?
And since last year we first started it out, it's now tradition that I get myself arrested or close to being arrested.
No, we're not playing that prank ever again.
No. It actually was kind of not necessarily a prank. It really almost had happened. Like, it's all because the freaking mask. I wouldn't take it off.
We was on the SS
of something, whatever. North
Carolina. It was the battleship that's out there.
They thought I was a terrorist.
Someone called it in and said there's a man in the mask.
Oh my god.
And that caused problems. It almost got me in handcuffs.
Yeah, that's something. Earlier I wanted to ask about, but I forgot. But like, do you get in like trouble?
I do,
because of the mask.
I do.
Not all the time,
Not
luckily,
all the time.
but there's just been a couple.
And when we're out in some places that's free reign, like the local people in those towns, they go to these spots to hang out, to have fun. The kids go there to spray paint or whatever it is. So there's quite a few of those we go to. And I scared the hell out of some people. They don't want to come back. I give them a bad
so I have to make sure that I'm close by just in case someone starts freaking. So at least I can pop out and just go, look, it's okay. Yeah. I'm normal. Look, you can see me. It's okay. This is
I kind of get it. I would, like, if I didn't know, like, if this random guy with a mask would appear, I would like shit myself.
Yeah. I don't blame them at all. But I usually yell, from afar and look my hands up in my ear, which doesn't seem to help. But I'm like, no. I'm just a content creator. This is part of my thing.
I mean, you're pretty good though. He'll flip the mask up straight away and just go, look, I'm just filming. I'm just documenting. I'm making a movie, and that's it. And then they understand. As soon as you say, look, I'm making a movie, they're like, oh. Yeah. Oh, okay, then no, that's cool.
I'm making a low budget film. I said that once, and that didn't go very well. Like, oh no, I didn't mean that.
Another time he was like, I was born this way. They didn't like that either.
No, they don't say a word. They don't seem to like that either. But the one time I've done that was recently at the the abandoned turnpike tunnel. That was one. See, there's some cases where it works for us. It works for me. Was we were in just like any other person that goes in there. There's some towns kids or something that just wants to intimidate you because they're their country. They don't know that one day something could turn around, lash back at them for it could turn on them, and they're so aggressive and they're coming at you, and they don't realize. So like with us, we were being intimidated and pushed out of the tunnel. So when we turned back around, I didn't get this on film, but I got sick of it because they were being too obnoxious, too loud, just for us, trying to scare us. Like, don't do
I
that.
got that on film though.
Yeah.
They were like chanting and screaming and
Like
scraping stuff on the walls, and it sounded horrifying. I got that.
it
but we
made it
didn't
make it for good
film
content
them.
because it was real, it was happening, it was threatening to us. But as soon as they realized, oh crap, they got close enough where this guy's a little too pale, that don't look quite right. In fact, what is that? What am I look? Dude, is that doing the mask? Because we're in the middle of nowhere, and the kids they just
Yeah, they soon
yeah
disappeared.
they disappeared.
So it went
Yeah.
for sometimes that mask.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah, the live stream has been almost 2 hours.
Oh my goodness.
I don't
Yeah.
even like where did the time go? I was like, okay, maybe an hour, hour and a half, but
Yeah.
like, hey, 2 hours later, and there's still so much we
Yeah,
could talk
yeah.
about. But
We're definitely gonna have to do it again then to get
yes,
things out there.
I would love to have you back here on the panel sometime. Do you have anything you want to say or
I'm pretty sure we've said everything.
Oh no, we
yeah?
Stop
haven't.
talking.
We only touched the
No, I
surface.
think the only thing really, personally from me is, guys, just make sure you got the bell notification switched on for us, because this next month is going to be crazy.
Insane.
There's a lot of locations. It's going to be cross country as well. A lot of explore, a lot of abandoned, and definitely a lot of paranormal coming. So yeah, stay tuned. Like you just, again, like I said, you never know what's going to happen when it comes to, well, both of us.
Yeah, I
really.
mean, hopefully nothing ever bad, but which I'm sure it won't.
Obviously.
I'm sure it won't.
We're
But
Mr. Debbie Downer over here.
yeah, Mr. Nancy. But yeah. So the one thing I want to say is we're going to skip Texas because a person here that is in Texas, and I just want to say we're going to skip Texas. No, I'm kidding. It's pretty stuff, bro. But no, like she said, just make sure you got all the notifications on.
Yeah.
If you subscribe to us, watch us. I mean, we're going to entertain you. We're very real people. We want to share our experiences and get to. That's why I tell people that are new to me, get to know me. You're going to see that I'm relaxed. I'm not just some asshole, if I could say that. I'm not a jerk. You know what I mean? Like I'm true. I'm genuine. Just because I wear the mask, it's only for the anonymity, the mysteriousness of the channel. That's it. Nothing else. But it works. But yeah, just get to know me as a person.
Yeah, definitely. Because like what I know, like obviously I don't like know you guys, but like, you've been around this community. We've been like in the same community for a long time, and I always thought like you guys are so sweet and genuine and nice and like always so friendly. And that's like something I always really liked about you guys.
Thank
Like,
you.
of course, like I love your content and everything. Well, recently I haven't been watching YouTube that much because I've been too
Right.
focused on my own stuff. So that's why there's so much I didn't know, like your current situation, what kind of videos you make, because I did the quick intro and everything. I went through your channels. I was like, wow, I missed out on a lot of stuff. So,
Oh,
yeah,
totally.
we tend to be very loving on camera, and then once we're off camera, we're over here. Yeah. Get away from me.
Yeah. No, but you guys are awesome. And everyone, if you're not subscribed to these guys, go subscribe. They're so awesome. They have amazing stuff coming out. I dropped the links in the chat, and they are also in the description box. So yeah. Anyways, it's been awesome. These 2 hours went just
Oh my
so
God.
fast. I don't even. It feels crazy.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's been so.
Anyways,
Yeah, thanks for
sorry,
having
I'm still a little sick. So it's this annoying tickle.
me. Need to sit down, have a beer, and just fall asleep.
Yes, exactly. But good night, guys, and thank you for you being here. And I'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, very true.
Peace.